So how big is too big when it comes to television, or is it big enough yet? Well, our next guest is pushing those boundaries with their latest product and a huge, I can say in every sense of the word, introduction here at IFA in Berlin. Senior Manager for Product Marketing for Sony Europe is Tim Page. Hey, Tim, welcome into Tomorrow.
Thanks for having us. Great to be here.
You're one of the few guests who, for some strange reason, didn't bring a product to show us here in the broadcast studio.
Well, unfortunately, we'd have to take your windows out to get it in. It's so big.
That's true. Tell me about what you guys just introduced here at IFA in Berlin that is the buzz of the show.
Yeah. Well, it's the biggest Bravia we've ever produced. It's coming in the holiday season. It's 84 glorious inches, which is 213, 14 centimeters for those guys. It's absolutely enormous. But more importantly, it's 4K, so 4 times the resolution of your normal HD TV. So think about all that detail, that quality, and all the depth. It's almost 3D-like without being 3D, but it is 3D, so that's just confused you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, how does that all work? I don't know. But what's cool about it is that you've got our attention, and when you talk about 4 times the quality of what we know to be HD TV, a lot of people still don't even have that going for them, and you've taken that leap to 4K now. So do we have content to watch in 4K?
Well, actually, quite a lot of the movies are filmed in 4K. A lot of the blockbusters, Skyfall, for example, new Bond movie is filmed in 4K cameras and will be released, obviously, on Blu-ray in 2K. But the cool thing about the TV is some of the picture processing inside can expand normal HD up to 4K resolution. So it's almost as good as having 4K coming in straight through the pipe, as it were.
So it'll take that 1080p signal
and it will crank it up.
Crank it up as close to 4K as it can get it without pixelating or making it look weird, right?
And to be honest, it's almost as good as the real thing. So it's fantastic. So that's our key bit of engine there kicking in. Yeah.
Now, of course, I can remember years ago, and not as many years ago here in Europe, but years ago in the U.S. when HD TV was getting popular and just becoming known, that we talked about as if it's as if looking out a window. It's so real. But yet you can say that about 4K. So how much more real can you get?
Well, it's a great question. I think whatever you're used to, anything with more detail is stepping up. So we're taking it up to the next level, taking it up to the max in terms of quality and detail. And it's a huge screen. So the bigger the screen, the more information, the more detail. Imagine all those glorious at the ocean, and you see the waves, and you see all sorts of stuff in the distance.
You even get wet, probably, just watching the waves come in, right? Because it's so big. 8 million pixels, right?
That's correct, 8 million. So we're 4 times the normal.
Who counted them? I want to make sure that this is accurate.
It wasn't me. They're so small, you need a microscope to see them. That's the beauty.
Now, this is an LCD, right?
Yes.
An 84-inch LCD.
Yep. LCD with LED backlight, so it's fairly slim, as like a normal TV. But it's big. It's got some great speakers on the side to give that punchy sound, ideal for some of your guest music, perhaps,
Sure.
So crank up that bass a bit.
You're referring to our interview here at IFA with 50 Cent?
Maybe.
With 50? Yeah. His music would come through those 10 speakers.
They would.
Sound awesome, no doubt.
It would. I'm sure you'll be impressed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now, have you announced an official price, or are we just all kind of guessing at a price these days?
We've announced €25,000.
25,000 euros.
Yeah,
so now we're talking about a lot of US dollars there.
Quite a few. Haven't got an exact price yet, but you get an idea of what it's. And it's going to be out globally in the time for Christmas, hopefully.
Oh, well, Santa will need a bigger sleigh in order to bring
an SUV sleigh, I think, to bring it in.
At least with a crane attachment.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Cool.
So we expect a lot of these TVs to be sold. Are people really saying size does matter and bigger is better?
I think from today, from the public coming around and the press, it's been really great response, and it's just wowed everyone. So we're happy so far.
As well you should be. And Tim, promise next time you'll bring one to demo here in the booth.
I will try.
You got a hand truck, I'm sure, somewhere, and about 10 people that can bring it over. You've got to check this out. Sony.com. And, of course, we have video on this week's ITTV video, the IFA highlights from Berlin. We show you just how huge and gorgeous this is. And, of course, even with full high def that we're shooting in, we're not shooting in 4K, so we can't quite show you how cool 4K is. Imagine it being 4 times better. Check it all out at intotomorrow.com. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Welcome anytime.
We're back with more as Into Tomorrow continues from Berlin. I'm Dave Graveline. Don't go away.